How do you make co-working work? The way we work is constantly shifting and changing. Companies, entrepreneurs, and individuals are moving to co-working facilities. By 2022, over 5 million people will be working in co-working facilities. In this series, we're going to explore how to make co-working work for you. Hey guys, how's it going? So today on Co-working with Mel, we're meeting with Jeremy Gaston, the CEO and founder of uballn. He's going to walk us through the process he took to launch his app, uballn. You're going to enjoy it, so check it out. Come on in. Jeremy, welcome. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being on here. I know you got a ton of things that you're doing, so I appreciate you just taking a little bit of time out of your day just to kind of meet with us and share.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Excellent, excellent. So, all right, you're the founder, CEO of uballn, right? It's an app, but tell folks about what your company does first, and then we'll go into a little bit more things.
So uballn is we're a software company that has a consumer app. Our chief product, the uballn app, is it's a pickup basketball app, or it's an app rather for the pickup basketball community.
Okay.
So we help athletes to discover, recruit, and organize pickup basketball games based specifically on their experience level.
Okay.
So if let's say you played basketball, you play AAU ball, when you were out there on the court, the experience that you had whenever someone would call a boxing one, or they call a screen, they call for zone, everybody on the court knew exactly what was happening because they were all coached at a similar experience level. Then you get out on a rec court and everyone's disheveled, people are running into each other, and you have injuries that happen. And so it shortens guys like us our opportunity to continue playing the game that we love well into our older ages. So we really wanted to give a community where people can play sports for as long as they want to. We're leading out with basketball. That's where I have the most domain expertise. But then we'll be going into soccer and tennis and volleyball and golf.
All right. Excellent, excellent. So in other words, if I'm hearing you correctly, I can play with people at my skill level or a little bit better, so I can continue to get better in my game, right? Also, if I live near a court, if I work near a court, I can check, say, oh, who's balling today? Yes, I'm gonna go play. And just count in on the app. Is that correct? Okay. So curious, this is a great app, but curious, how did you decide to build this app?
Previously, I played basketball on the collegiate level. And then I went on to play semi-professionally. And after getting out of the league, going into corporate America and things of that nature, you get a sedentary lifestyle, sitting in front of a desk, in front of a computer, and I was doing product design. So I was designing mobile apps. I helped to design actually Match.com's first mobile app that went into the Windows platform. And so this is what I did. And I found myself trying to find a great game after I got married, and we hadn't had our first child yet. So it was a great opportunity for me to get a chance to just get out of the house. And my wife, she wanted to go and do some things. So she was like, sure, go. And I remember finding this game on Facebook. One of my friends posted, hey, who wants to hoop? And so I'm super excited. I'm about to go to this thing, and let me go sort through and find out where the address is. And as I go back to look at the address, I noticed that this invite was from the day before.
Oh, dang. That sucks.
My gosh, man, I was so livid, and I'm like, there's got to be a better way. And so that was the birth of the idea. But of course, from that point to the point where we are now, so much has transpired. We've understood so much more about the game. We've understood so much more about the problem, because it's not a singular problem. It's a multi-tier, multifaceted problem that we're solving.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. So you're solving an initial problem. As you looked into it, you say, hey, it's actually deeper than what we thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and the app is live now, correct?
Yeah.
It's on.
Yep, it's in the App Store, Google Play Store, so it doesn't matter if you have iPhone, if you have Android, you can download it and you can be a part of the pickup basketball community, find a game that works for you.
Wow. So let me ask, so you talked about the idea, and we see that it's implemented, right? and you're still growing, but tell us a little bit more what happened in between that idea and implementation.
Yeah, so I'll even give you a little bit deeper. So when I first had the idea, I was running a marketing agency at the time. And so being an existing entrepreneur and CEO of a small business, going to my wife, who is not an entrepreneur, who was not at that time, and just is very risk averse, and telling her this new idea that I had, she looked at me and she said this phrase that will be plastered on our first office wall when we own a building. And she said, "You better do this." Okay. And that was the thing that first ignited me. And so I felt that it was incumbent upon me to exhaust and turn over every stone to make sure that this is going to be a successful venture. If my wife was telling me, "You better do this." So I spent the first year just investigating and educating myself about this market that we were looking to go into, and to really understand who it was that we were going to be competing up against. Understand the problem on a deeper level, doing some interviews, some user interviews and everything, because people will tell you that, I would absolutely use this. But when you get it into their hands, will they really use it?
Right.
So you have to get very crafty and really understanding the psychology behind why it's a problem, so then you can speak to that in your user interviews and find out if this is really going to be a tool that's going to be helpful, or is this just going to be something, is this going to be a shiny rock that looks beautiful when you hand it to them, but then they don't even know how to apply it or take the time to apply it once they have it. Okay. So we did all those things. I went through those things, and then almost exactly a year later, July 24th, 2015, I began to design the architecture of the product, what it would look like, what it should feel like when you tap here, where it should take you, the design architecture for it, the flow, the user flow for it, the personas, the different type of users that will engage with the app, and all that stuff was very important. And then it was getting with my team for things that I couldn't do, the technological part, and developing it and things of that nature, of which I don't really like not knowing how to do some, parts of my business.
But you have to trust.
And so a part of that trust for me, now it may be different for other people. The ways that I trust is that I actively trust. And what I mean by actively trust is that I will inform myself to a point to where I understand, but I don't have to be an expert. So I don't have to be an expert developer for me to understand a development stack to be able to say, with my co-founder, I trust you developing. I just need to know and understand, and when he's working on this should take him about this amount of time, because it takes a junior developer this amount of time. He's more on the expert level, so it should take him a third of that time, or 2/3 of that time, whatever the case may be. So that's what I did. I informed myself, I educated myself, went on to Udemy, an education platform, took a course, and I began to develop alongside of him. And it really helped me to be able to manage my mind of how invested is he, because I saw what it took in order to get it done.
Okay, so it sounds like you have multi-steps, right? One, some user interviews, some research on your own, some self-training, you built a team, and then you also expanded your skill set to where, hey, you know what, I can do a little bit of this too.
Absolutely.
All right, fantastic. And so at this point where you are today, what do you wish you knew several years ago that you now know?
Wow. It's a really good question. And I think right now, being so early in, it's really difficult to answer that. But I think the closest answer I can give to that would be, honestly, what the best technological route is, and how to put procedures into place to help our team move and execute much better.
Okay. So systems and processes.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. So we're always reading in the news or seeing online, right, of companies going out and giving these big pitches for huge amounts of money.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always start there.
Right.
So I know that you've also been going after different partnerships and or funding. can you share a little bit of that and maybe also provide some insight to our viewers on, hey, if you're going to actually go out and ask for money, these are some things you should do.
Yeah. So there are some things to keep in mind that, there are a lot of talks about how it's done in Silicon Valley, right? That you could, in Silicon Valley, you could jot an idea down on the back of a napkin, and at a lunch, you could get, $1 million for your idea, right? For you and your team to go out and do what needs to be done. Well, that really doesn't happen nowadays. Those kind of investors, long gone are the days where investors will do that. So what I encourage people in the route that we're taking as well, which is basically, I like to show people that I don't need them. I don't need them or their money in order for me to succeed. And I think that's the best way to get money. Okay. Investors want to chase you down and be a part of something because they have FOMO. When a great idea comes across their table and founders are rocking and rolling, companies are rocking and rolling, and they're accelerating and they're getting ready for that hockey stick growth, investors want to be a part of that. They want to be a part of something that is active, that's actively growing. So with that, my encouragement for other founders is build it. Do what you have to do in order to build it, whether you have to take a course on Udemy or any other education platform, figure out how to do it yourself instead of trying to wait until you get that great hire, that next founder, co-founder that will help you to build it. Build it yourself, be scrappy, test it with people, see if they'll accept it or if they'll receive it in, tweak it, grow, tweak, grow. And then go out there, and once you have valuable IP or intellectual property in the source code that you have built, that people are willing to jump on your platform without you having to tweet about it or have influencers boast about it and post about it on Instagram, then you can come to the table and you can say, my company, i.e. my source code, my IP, is worth $1 million, is worth $2 million, is worth $5 million. And I'm seeking to raise X number of dollars so that I can do X, Y, Z, put money to marketing and advertising, grow my team, things of that nature.
All right, so Jeremy, I've known you for a while, right? Worked with you here at Common Desk, and even here they call you the mayor. So encourage folks on how to leverage a co-working space.
Absolutely. Listen, everybody has a goal. If you are a founder, if you're a startup founder, especially, you have a desire, there's an image in your head that you have of walking into a building that has your company's name on it, right? That has an office that has your name etched on the window. Everybody who is doing the entrepreneurial journey, that's what they desire. They have created this thing that is it's an extension of them. So my philosophy as it comes to and pertains to co-working is that when you walk into that building, that's your building. When you walk into that space, that's your space. Economically, it works perfect for you because all you're paying is X number of dollars versus this large lease that you have to account for every month. So when I come into Common Desk, I look at it and I say, if this were my office, if this said uballn Inc. on the side of the building, how would I treat that? Because this is my dream come to reality. So before I get to my dream come to reality, I have to treat the place that I am like it's my dream come to reality. So that means that when people come to the front and they have a question and none of the staff are there, then I want to make sure that I'm helpful enough that I help someone else. Why? There's a law, there's a natural law called the law of reciprocity. The thing that you put out there is the thing that you'll get back. Some people call it karma, things of that nature, whatever. But it's the law of reciprocity. So if I'm helpful to someone when I'm in need, what's going to happen? Help is going to come to me. Not because I bribed anyone, but because I was helpful. If you want help, be helpful.
Exactly.
When you have information, give it. So here, I have absolutely no problems walking someone around, giving them a tour, standing in for the staff, whether they ask me to or not. Because I know how much I enjoy this place. I know how helpful it has been for me. how pivotal it's been in relationships
Yep.
that I've been able to reconnect with, that I've been able to drum up and create just out of nothing seemingly, and just the visibility of me being where I am, how that's given me access to side projects and consulting opportunities and things of that nature. So when I'm in a co-working space, that's what I think about. Is it's my job at that point to make sure that people feel comfortable in my space. I don't want you to feel like you're confused of, wait a minute, whose office is this? I want you to come in, and when you ask for Jeremy, when you say that you have a meeting with Jeremy with uballn, that to them it feels like uballn. And so that's, to me, I think that's the mode that any entrepreneur should take, is that you want to completely imprint yourself and your culture of your company on the place that you're in, so that it is a natural transition, that when you grow outside of that space, that when you go into a new building, it's just an extension of what you've already been doing.
Okay, fantastic. And so if people want to download the app, tell them again where they can go.
So you can go to the App Store, or you can go to the Google Play Store. Just put in uballn. That's UBALLN. So ball with the U in front of it and at the end of it. It's really, really easy to find. Download it. It'll ask you about 3 or 4 questions to build a profile, and you're in there, and you can find a game that is based and tailored to your experience level, instead of just your skill level, because what we found is that actually it is the experience level that keeps a player the safest and gives them the most competitive game and gets them the opportunity to play the most games.
Okay.
So hope to see you on the platform, and hope
to see
I'll
him on the
find you
court.
on the platform too. And see you on the court.
I'm on there.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll get you on the court.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But thank you again, sir, for coming out. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to see your app is out. I'm just happy to see all the progress that you've been making over the past months and years.
Thank you.
But thanks again for being a guest. We
Thank you,
appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the conversation I had with Jeremy, and I want to encourage you to download his app. Also, subscribe to this channel to where you can stay up to date on the latest Co-Working with Mel.